obvious that the COVID-19 pandemic has done more harm than good to life generally. Talking about health-wise, economic sector, and even the educational sector is not left out. Now, we are still in the awe of the pandemic. Then the brutality act of the SARS added more salt to the injury, which even made matters worse. But there's a popular saying that goes, life is like a teacher, the more you live, the more you learn. Which brings us to today's topic, which is the lessons learned from COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing SARS. If you want to know some of the lessons we learned, then this channel is for you. Stay tuned, don't move an inch, we'll be right back. Happening in the world today. I'm sure many of us are picking one or two lessons from whatever the world is going through. Now, starting with COVID, what are the lessons learned from COVID, or what are the lessons we are learning from COVID? The first lesson that I learned from COVID is that COVID has demonstrated to us the value of freedom. Yes, there was a period where there was total lockdown for say 2 months or even more, if I'm actually correct. Yes, where we were not able to do the things that we do on a normal day, where hugging, where holding hands, where doing all sorts, it became something that we had to abstain from because of our health. The second lesson that COVID has actually taught me is that life is too short, meaning that at every opportunity you get, let's try as much as possible to impact life. Yes, because when we are gone, when I am gone, when you are gone, whatever we've done will be what will be said about us when we are gone. And if you are this workaholic, you don't get time to rest, you don't get time to even go on vacation, you don't even get time to stay away from work. I'm happy to tell you that there's a popular saying in Yoruba that goes, so it means once you are gone, they will just replace you with someone else within days. So just try and rest. Another lesson also learned is that every situation is a blessing in disguise. Yes, what do I mean? I mean, as crazy as the pandemic period was, as unbearable as it was for some of us, some people actually enjoyed it. Yes, people actually had the opportunity to bond with their family. So many marriages have collapsed, all in the name of living apart from each other, all in the name of not having time for each other. But because of the pandemic, so many families were able to come together to reignite the love that was formerly there before. Some people actually got business contract as a result of sewing of nose mask and even making of the face shield. Yes, and let me share you a story before we run to the next point. Yes, there was a night it rained heavily, and we got to realize that the following morning we saw there's a particular school in my area, and we saw that the building came down. Yes, that was during the total lockdown. Now, we are supposed to be grateful to God, because if it was that there was no pandemic, if there was no lockdown, normally schools are supposed to be in section. But because of the COVID-19, everything was orchestrated to happen at that particular time. So we can actually say that every situation is a blessing in disguise. Another point is that we now see that knowledge is not all we need to survive. Yes, but what we need to survive is the God factor, because the health sectors have not been able to provide vaccines to actually cure this COVID. Yes, people are still contracting it day by day. Cases are still rising and all. The last but not the least lesson we actually learned from COVID-19 is that it has made us to know that every individual matters, and we have a role to play in keeping each other safe. Yes, it means if we stay safe, if we use our nose mask, avoid social distancing and all, would help reduce the spread of the virus. Now, looking at the ongoing SARS protest, what are the lessons we can actually say that we learn from it? Yes, it is clearly obvious that those that are supposed to protect us are the ones harassing us, are the ones brutalizing us, are the ones taking our lives. Yes, and it can only be stopped if we voice out, if we soros, okay, if we bear our body and soros, okay. Yes, which the Nigerian youths are already doing. And I'm so sure that we the youths are not ready to give up until the change we are clamoring for, until we get it. Yes, until there's a new restructuring, until we get that reform, until we birth that new Nigeria we want. We are not ready to back out. And I'm so happy to be part of this generation. Another lesson learned from this ongoing NSAS is that there's power in unity and cooperation. Like, chill. Have you guys actually seen the way our youths are running things without any formal meeting, without any formal planning? Like, no. These guys are good, man. Look at the organization, look at the energy, look at how much they put into this thing. Yes, so there is power in unity and cooperation, from the meeting point to the food to the provision of charging point for people. Like, no. We Nigerian youths need to be applauded, honestly speaking. And I'm using this medium to say thank you and well done to every Nigerian youth and even everybody that has contributed one way or the other to the ongoing protest. And I'm sure we are going to end well by the special grace of God. Now, another point or another lesson we've actually learned from the ongoing SARS is that every life matters a lot, and hence we should be our brother's keeper. Yes, we should start looking out for each other henceforth. And I'm so happy that the Nigerian youths we are beginning to wake up from our sleep. Yes, we've been sleeping all this while, but I thank God that God has finally intervened on our behalf. Yes, and the youths are taking responsibilities. Like, they are actually putting in so much effort into this. Many people have been sent to early grave, all in the name of SARS brutality. So we need to fight for our fallen heroes. We need to show them that no, we got their back. Yes, that is the more reason why we shouldn't give up. We should learn to look out for each other. Now, last but not the least, before we call it a day on the show, is that having known all these lessons, we should please not trivialize the purpose of the protest. Yes, we should try and be focused. We need that focus. We need to just finish the same way we started. So we shouldn't trivialize the purpose of the ongoing SARS, and we should stay safe. We should stay safe. We shouldn't say that because we've stopped hearing cases about COVID, we should now take it with levity. There is still COVID. People are still getting infected. So let's stay safe. Let's use our nose mask. Let's wash our hands when due. Let's avoid touching our faces and our mouth, and all will be well. And I pray by the grace of God, God will make this protest end well. We would finish well by the grace of God. All our efforts will not be put into vain. Thank you so much once again for watching, and let me also know the lessons you learned too as well. Yes, let me know your own view. Let me know what you've learned from the COVID pandemic and the ongoing NSAS. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. End SARS, end police brutality, end bad government. See you, my